spinnerbait is a really easy and effective way to catch bass. And it's a little bit different than, your traditional shallow water spinnerbait fishing, chunking and winding, throwing the spinnerbait in a variety of different, visible pieces of cover. Slow rolling a spinnerbait usually off the bank a little bit deeper water. And the whole object with slow rolling a spinnerbait is to try to keep the bait as deep as you possibly can without having it lift up and come off the bottom. You want to try to keep that bait as close to the bottom as you can. So, your traditional spinnerbait that you'd fish around cover that has a fairly large size blade on the back, you need to alter or customize your spinnerbait just a little bit to be able to keep it, tracking in a fairly deep kind of pattern. So the one thing that I do, and this is another thing, not just for slow rolling spinnerbaits, but if you ever get in a situation where you need to customize a spinnerbait on the fly out in the water, you need to match your blade sizes or maybe a specific color blade with the type of fishing that you're doing. Over the years, I'm sure you probably accumulate a bunch of this stuff right here, spinnerbait parts and old bodies and blades and things like that, and most people just throw that stuff away and just discard it. But I'm going to save it, and a good project for the winter time is kind of cutting the arms up and saving the little beads and the clevis and the different size blades. And I usually carry a box with me out in the water that I can take this, and if I need a fairly large size willow leaf silver blade, I've got that. If I need some round style Colorado blades to be able to make a spinnerbait, I've got that. And then I've got all the little parts and pieces I need to virtually make anything I want out on the water at any time. And all you really need is a pair of pliers and these components. You can build yourself just about any kind of spinnerbait that you want. But for the slow rolling technique, what I want to do is I want to take this traditional spinnerbait that I would fish in and around cover, and I need to change the blade. I need a much smaller blade as opposed to the one that's on there to keep the bait low, keep it tracking, so as I continue to wind, that bait will not lift off the bottom. And it's a really simple thing. I'm just going to replace the blade with about half the size blade that it currently is, and that'll keep it down. And you'll notice one thing that, in this little box of components that I've got, I'll spend some time and I'll make sure that all of my blades have a barrel swivel attached to them already. And that way, all I need to do is take my pliers and just undo the little clip right there, and then pull that bigger size blade off, and then take my smaller blade and I can go through and attach that, and then all I need to do is pinch the end together. It makes it a whole lot simpler. I can change a blade out really fast and be back on the water fishing and be slow rolling my spinnerbait once again. So that's just a little something useful that you can get a little bit more mileage out of some of your components or parts that are just sitting in a box somewhere not getting any use. You can save a lot of time and money too by not having to buy extra spinnerbaits. You can manufacture all your stuff if you need it on the fly just by having a little kit and a little box full of components. And it really makes it useful when I'm trying to change sizes of blades to try to accommodate a slow rolling spinnerbait pattern. I'm Mike DelVisco, and I'll see you on the water. And for more bass fishing info, log on to FINS'nTALES.com or like them on Facebook. Fins and Tales, your hotspot for bass fishing stories, videos, people, places, events, how-tos, product reviews, and so much more.